everyone? This is Sports Judge Jonathan Mathis. Thank you guys for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. So the news came out today that Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres is expected to address his teammates, the general manager, before the end of the week. He's expected to have a conversation with those guys in the clubhouse or wherever it may be. Fernando Tatis Jr., great player, fascinating to watch. You know, he embodies the type of athlete the MLB wants to market, that the MLB badly needs, right? To help with his brand, you know, to just help the game overall get better, right? And the 80-game suspension that was handed down by the MLB makes matters worse, right? It makes the whole situation worse. It hurts Major League Baseball. Not only does it hurt Fernando Tatis Jr., but it hurts the game of baseball. Because Tatis Jr. is that attractive figure, that high-profile athlete that the game so desperately needs. Tatis Jr. was in the final stages of his recovery from a wrist injury that he likely sustained during an off-season motorcycle accident. Okay, so this guy has a history. This guy is immature, selfish. He's a self-entitled jerk. I mean, plain and simple. And this is not the first time I've called him out. You know, it's arrogance that has doomed him. It's his reckless behavior that has derailed his career. So now it's up to him to regain the trust of his teammates, of an angry general manager, AJ Preller, who's very upset. You know, he has pissed off the general manager. And the general manager, AJ Preller, has every right to be upset. Is there something that we didn't know that the Padres knew? Maybe that's why they felt motivated to go out and get a Juan Soto. They not only gave up any and everything in their farm system, they gave up any and everything in their farm system to get Juan Soto. You know, and now Fernando Tatis Jr. is in the process of repairing what is a damaged relationship. What's going to take a very, very long time to repair. And, you know, for a long time, and we've seen it. We've seen him go at it in the dugout, have shouting matches with Manny Machado. Remember that one incident where both of those guys needed to be separated in the dugout because Manny Machado was chewing him out in the dugout and basically saying to him that it's not all about you, that it's about the team? Because Fernando Tatis Jr. makes it all about him. Now, we all know how great of a player he is. Yes, sure, he is the face of the San Diego Padres. You know, he signed off on his historic 14-year, $340 million extension in February of 2021. The Padres, man, they probably made a mistake paying him, you know, before he grew up. He still has a lot of growing up to do. You know, the Padres probably regret giving him that financial security, making him the staple for the franchise. They probably have their regrets now. AJ Priller's probably thinking about all of this and probably has all this in the back of his mind now. He's probably saying to himself, what the hell did I do? I got myself in a predicament because this guy can't seem to get his act together. He is not always on his best behavior, and he's reckless, and he doesn't use sound judgment, and he doesn't conduct himself like a team leader. But we all know what Fernando Tatis Jr. can do when he's on the field. He's a popular face. He's charismatic. He's flashy. He's supremely talented. He definitely has the complete package of a superstar player. But can he be that leader that the Padres expect him to be? I mean, the Padres, they have huge expectations. A lot of people expected them to be one of the best teams in October, a team that looks terrifying, that can scare the hell out of everybody. They don't look so scary right about now because we know that Fernando Tatis Jr. is not coming back anytime soon, that he is serving an 80-game suspension. He's done for the rest of the year, and he won't be back until next season. And he brought this on himself. I mean, it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. He embarrassed himself. He embarrassed the Padres organization. The fans are pissed off. And he shamed the game of baseball. And, I mean, it's your responsibility as a player to know what you're putting in your body, what supplements you are taking. You got to know what the hell you're putting in your body. You have to educate yourself about these medications before taking the medication. His defense was he took the medication to treat a wingworm. So the medication was used to treat a wingworm, according to him. Of course, you're going to find a convenient excuse to defend yourself, to try to prove your innocence, and to try to come up with an explanation as to why you took whatever you took. But whatever you took, it's a banned substance. And he should have known better. If he didn't know, he should have been studious enough to read up more about it, to research about it, to get more information before he put that supplement in his body. So now he is paying the price for it. He's paying the consequences. Now it's time to stop behaving like a self-entitled brat, like a little child, grow up and stop playing the petty nonsense games. It's time to grow up, be a good teammate, be a great role model, and show that you care. Because what it looks like now, it looks like this is a guy who only cares about himself and not anybody else. And AJ Preller has every right to be mad because he gave this guy a boatload of money, and now Fernando Tatis Jr. is not living up to that contract. This has been an utter disappointment. An absolute disappointment. It's an utter disgrace. This news that broke last week had everyone in a state of shock. Everyone couldn't believe it when the news broke. Because everyone was excited for him to come back. Padre fans and non-Padre fans. Everyone was anxious to see Fernando Tatis Jr. back on the field with Manny Machado and the newly acquired Juan Soto and Brandon Drury. So you go out and you get all these pieces before the trade deadline to make your team that much better. Your team was going to, be a threat to, other teams in the National League like the Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets. And then you hear this news that Fernando Tatis Jr. has been given a suspension. And then you say, wow, what a huge blow to not only the San Diego Padres organization, but to Major League Baseball as well. You know, and I'm not the one. I guess you could say I was posting memes and making fun of this, but in reality, this is really sad for Major League Baseball, because now Major League Baseball is going to be without one of their premier stars, the face of the league, because of one boneheaded decision, because of a dumb choice he decided to make. And now he's done for the rest of the season. Because, once again, it's all about him and nobody else. You know, he has to realize that there's no I in team. And hopefully, moving forward, he learns from this. Because if he doesn't learn from this next time, I'm not sure if he will be a San Diego Padre. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, if you're watching this on Facebook, please do me a huge favor and share it and like it. I'll talk to you guys soon. For those who watch my live stream show here on YouTube or the ASAP Sports Network, don't forget, tomorrow is Friday. There will be another episode of Gunzo and the Judge, hosted by myself and my good friend Chris D. Gonzalez, who we call Gunzo. Be sure to check that show out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Till then, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Take care, everyone.